The thing is, you're smart and you know a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And so that will cut both ways. It's bad because you can also justify a lot of stuff and you can kind of be like, you can kind of shoehorn it in.
I'm Joshua, an MS3 at UTMB John Seeley School of Medicine. I'm currently in my psych rotation and I'm taking my shelf exam next Friday. I want to move past the threshold of passing since that's kind of has been the case with my previous history with step one. My current practice psych shelf scores are getting closer to that passing threshold, but I don't want to simply just pass. I want to do a little bit better or a lot better with that. Different psychiatric disorders, narrowing answer choices down to just two and then picking the wrong one and then anchoring on wrong details to then miss like the bigger picture of the vignette. So my ask for this is how do I break out of this pattern? Because I feel like I know the information pretty well. It's pretty easy for me to recognize for the most part, but when it comes to the practice tests, I sort of fall apart.
The question is how do we analyze questions like this? Because again, this is like kind of knowledgey, but this is more of like an interpretation and like trusting yourself and,
Yeah,
interpretation
yeah.
kind of thing. So what was your thought process here for, because the question is like, is this normal versus like,
Hmm.
is this pathological? Which is a
Right,
really
right.
common thing for psych and especially peds when you do your
Yeah,
peds stuff. Like,
yeah, yeah.
so what are the clues and like, what was your thought process for this one?
So, I mean, I saw a 14-year-old girl. It didn't cross my mind that she was an adolescent. I just took the age, kept reading. I saw that the previous diagnosis of ADHD and being treated for that, and I just thought, okay, well, she's having these issues now with complying with bedtime, and she stays awake, despite what her parents have to say. So, maybe this is like leading into pathology instead of,
Hmm.
oh, it's just an adolescent.
So, what is the mistake that you made? Like, what's if you could point to one mistake that you made in the interpretation of this, what would you guess that thing is?
Not paying enough attention to more like the age or
Nah, not age. It's a severity problem. So psych is this is a really good one. So this is great because this is going to be applicable to like everything. And once
okay,
you like hear this, you're not going to be able to unhear it. So it's good.
okay.
Um, I didn't realize this when I was at your stage, so I'm glad
Mm,
that you can learn from my mistakes.
okay.
Um, I didn't realize that, like, you know how they'll be like, oh, they just got like went through a breakup, or their like grades are good, or they're like getting suspended or whatever. Those
Uh,
are those are kind of the equivalent of severity for psych.
okay.
So if you think about like I remember one of the first lectures we ever had in psych in medical school. They gave us the definition of a mental disorder. It's like this is so stupid, like whatever. Why are they doing this? But I realized afterwards, like it's actually really helpful because it's like a mental disorder is like it increases it causes disability, distress, or increases the risk of disability or death.
Okay.
That sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but what that means is that it actually affects your function. Right?
Okay.
So it's kind of like, when you're an intern and the nurse comes up to you and is like, hey, Dr. Joshua, right? Like, what should I do with this patient who's hypotensive? Your first question should be like basically about, signs of organ dysfunction. Like, are they
Uh-huh.
drowsy? Are they lightheaded? How's their urine? How's their like all this stuff, right? Because a
Uh-huh.
low blood pressure in and of itself is like, some people just have low blood pressures, right?
Right.
But if it's like low blood pressure and they've got a high heart rate and they've got signs of end organ dysfunction and they've got like, then you're more worried. So it's kind of the
Uh-huh.
same thing with this. Like, I guarantee that because if your takeaway from this is like, well, she's 14 and she's being mouthy,
Yeah.
it's always normal. That's the wrong
Mhm.
conclusion, right? Because there are other situations where it's like the 14-year-old is going to be suspended. She's
Uh-huh.
gonna like have fallen out with her friends. She is going to be like, gotten picked up by the police. She's like, whatever, her grades are gonna suck, right? Those are all signs of like disability. Like they're causing like problems in
Yeah.
her functioning. When you look at the answer choices, the rule in here means like what we call answer identity. It means
Uh,
when you look at this, like, what would this be the right answer for? Because all these things is the right answer for something. So, for example, polysomnography, that is the right answer for what?
like if you have like sleep apnea.
Yeah, like OSA or something, right?
Hmm.
So, like, and what is that responding to in the vignette? Which sentence in the vignette was that supposed to like, you know, be the right answer? You know? Which sentence was supposed to confuse you into choosing E? Polysomnography is the answer.
I guess the the staying awake and refusing to comply with bedtime, or wait,
Yeah,
no, no,
well,
no, wait, or waking up tired.
probably
Yeah,
the tired one. Yeah, like all of these things is the right answer for something.
yeah.
Everything is the right answer for something. And so the other aspect of this that you want to do for management questions. So there's three things for management questions you always want to do. So the first is always look at severity.
Mhm.
Always.
Mhm.
Always be looking at severity. Second, for the standalone question, always ask two things. What's the diagnosis and what's the severity? Because again, as
Mhm.
you know, right, the more severe something is, the more
More.
invasive, the more whatever, like urgent the therapy. The
Yeah.
less
Yeah.
severe something is, the more likely it is it's gonna be like wait and watch, reassurance, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And
Mhm.
so super important because management is like 40% of the test.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really important that you know severity and that you put severity in with your standalone question when you're doing management
Mhm.
questions. Okay, so this is one 19-year-old college student guy, 1 year history of anxiety when he uses stairs or drives. Oh, interesting. Uses stairs or drives an automobile.
Mm.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Right.
So the answer was obsessive compulsive disorder, and you chose specific phobia. Okay, so what was
Mhm.
your thought process here?
Thought process was that he has these progressive feelings of anxiety, specifically when he uses the stairs or drives an automobile, right? So anytime, and it gives description there, and so I really anchored on those, and I know on those feelings, and I know I highlighted here his anxiety and fear build until he returns and checks. I kind of
Mhm,
glossed over that
mhm.
and the repeat behavior several times. I kind of glossed over that and was really anchored on the very beginning of oh, he has anxiety when he does either of these things. That's a phobia,
Great. So the
specific
question is
phobia.
was it a knowledge issue in the sense of like you didn't recognize that that was an obsession? Or was it a reading issue where you anchored and then you just kind of ignored like the first thing that popped into your head, you're like, that must be that. And then you ignored kind of everything else after that? Or
The latter mostly.
if you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently. The solution, do you know the solution to that?
Read slower.
Context. So
Yeah.
read slower and put the sentences together. So because the wrong way to do this, and you can kind of get away with it for step one, and
Hmm.
so that's the problem, is that you can kind of get away for because step one will have less noise, and they will give you more of the classic signs and symptoms. So you can
Yeah.
usually oftentimes make the diagnosis in the first or second sentence.
Hmm.
Step two in shelf exams, that's no longer the case because the signal's weaker, meaning you have to read more sentences to gather the information,
Yeah.
and the noise is louder, right? The
Yeah.
like, oh, she's got acne, like the last one. Right? She's got acne. She doesn't want to go to school. She's kind of
Yeah.
mouthing off at her mom. Like that's noise,
Hmm.
kind of, right? Like it's
Hmm.
kind of like it's trying to show you like this is normal teenager behavior. The way that you overcome this is that you have to do context. So context means
Hmm.
I think of like what does this sentence mean? And then I read the next sentence and I say, what does this sentence mean relative to the first second sentence? And then the
Okay.
third sentence I read and I say, like, what does this sentence mean relative to all of them? And then you kind of like you got to filter out the noise, right? So it's like
Hmm.
being a doctor, right? Like that.
Hmm.
It's that's I'm pretty sure that's intentional, right? The other tactical thing that you should do is that can make a really big difference is always force yourself to come up with two things in your differential, not just one.
Okay.
Always force yourself to do because if you only come up with one, that's when anchoring happens. I think you're close. Like you're
Hmm.
like you have the knowledge part down. You're
Hmm.
very mature. Like you're very coachable. Like those parts are very strong. It's just you're gonna have to work on those individual skills more. Like
Yes.
drill
Mm.
context more, drill chronology more,
Yeah.
drill severity.
Yeah.
Severity was a really big one for you. Like
It
I
was.
think you're kind of
Yeah.
missing the severity stuff, right? So it's like
Hmm.
the standalone question, recognize that the standalone question is asking about management, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
cool.
I'm glad you brought up severity for psych questions because I did pretty well recognizing severity in the internal medicine questions.
Yeah.
So now it's
You should
applying.
just take
Yeah,
those skills and do it for this.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
all right, Josh, great to
Okay.
see you.
All right. Good seeing you too.
If you're putting in the hours but your knowledge isn't accumulating, it's not about studying more. It's about building a system where nothing you learn gets forgotten. In this video, I break down the exact framework to make that happen and get you on track for a 260 plus in step 2. Click here to watch it next.